Hello and welcome back to another edition of Teacher Talks. All right, friends, I have an awesome book series for you today. I can't believe that I'm just stumbling across this book series now, but I am grateful that I did find it now. So, let me give you a little back history. So, I am a second grade teacher. This channel is dedicated to first, second, third, even fourth graders. So, this book series right here is a fantastic one for reluctant readers. It's absolutely hilarious. I myself have a third grader who is a reluctant reader, very picky about his books. I bought this book series about 3 weeks ago and meant to do videos on it, and my third grader has literally been hiding him from me, that little stinker, and he loves them so much. He's read each book now multiple times. It's one of those books, it's kind of like one of those movies that you want to watch over and over and over and over, and you never really get sick of it. You know what I mean? That's kind of what these books are like. So what I'm going to do here is just a quick book series review, and I'll show you guys the front and back of each book. I'll explain to you how it's kind of a set of 6, at least that's how I bought them on Scholastic, and then how I also have this special edition bonus book that came out more recently. And then what I'm also going to do is an individual book review on each one of these books. So I'm going to put all 6 and the bonus book up on this channel, and I'll do a book review on each one. I'll read the front of the book, the back of the book, show you the spine of the book, and I'll even read the first chapter of every single book. And on a couple of them, if the first chapter is really short, I might even read the first 2 chapters. So let's talk a little bit more about this series as far as levels go. If you are familiar with this channel, you'll know that I level all my books. So I have right here a level P. And all of these books basically come out to a level P. The reason I say basically is I have a couple different ways that I level my books. And one of my systems was showing this particular book at a level O. One of them was showing it at a level P. I put them both on there for my readers in my classroom so that they will understand exactly the series level these are at. But if we think about it, O and P are right next to each other in the alphabet, so they're about the same. All right, why is this book series so engaging? Well, number one, it's just funny. As an adult, sometimes I read the kids' books and I'm like, we're at different levels in life and it's not that funny for me to read. And then every once in a while I hit a book series that I'm like, okay, I get it. This is funny. And this is one of those book series. So let's take a look here. Here's book 1 of the whole series. And this is a series that it does help to read book 1 and then book 2 and then book 3. And they do a nice job. They label each book. So there's book 1 here, and on the spine of the book, they show you all of them. So if you do have the opportunity to buy these books as a book set, I think that's a really great way to go. I purchased these through Scholastic. So if you're a student or a parent, you might want to ask if your teacher does Scholastic book orders. It's a great, inexpensive way to get lots of books. And these books, I think they averaged out to about $4 a book. And I bought it as a set of 6, and then I had to buy the special edition one on top of that. So let's take a look. This does fall into the graphic novel category. What's a graphic novel? Well, if you're old like me, if you're an adult, then it's sort of like a comic book, sort of put together instead of individual comics. The whole book kind of reads like a comic book. So, lots of pictures, few words on each page, funny, engaging, exciting. This is a great book series if you are a reader who reads something like a chapter book, like let's call it Magic Treehouse, which is a fantastic book series. But if you read that and you're overwhelmed by the amount of words per page, this might be a good hit for you, and the graphic novels might be a good series or type of series for you to dive into. Now, keep in mind, as a teacher, I remind my students in my classroom, there is a time for chapter books, and there's a time to learn from those type of books, and there's also a time for just some good old-fashioned fun, funny reading, and that's where I put this into, is that kind of a category. All right, so bad guys. Here's the premise of the book. Well, you know what? Why don't we read the back? As you know, if we read the back of the book, a lot of times they'll tell us what's going on in the book. And let's give some credit here. So our author is Aaron, Aaron Blabey? Blabey? I don't know. Sorry, Aaron, if I'm saying this incorrectly. There's the spine of the book right there. All right, let's read the back. The bad guys, they're scary and dangerous and, well, just bad. But these guys want to be heroes. And they're going to prove it by breaking every last dog out of the pound. Sorry about that. The bad guys are ready to do some good, whether you want them to or not. Awesome. And then it tells you right here, the badness continues. They're already letting you know, hey, that book number 2 is going to start basically where this one leads off. So if you're going to buy these books, and if you like book 1, go ahead and buy the whole series. I guarantee you're going to like them all if you like the first book. So basically, you have these creatures, right? You got a snake, we got a wolf, we got a shark, and we have a piranha. And if you think about these creatures out in nature, a lot of the times they kind of get a bad rap, right? Snakes, while some people love them, the majority of people, at least from the evidence I've gained, is that a lot of people are afraid of snakes, well, kind of including myself, right? We see a snake and we're kind of like, oh my goodness, go the other way. Same with a wolf, right? Think about that story, the big bad wolf, all right? Huff and puff and blow your house down. What story is that, all right? Great white shark. So, of course, a lot of stories in how scary these creatures can be. And then, of course, piranhas. So it's kind of walking through these guys wanting to make better choices, nicer choices. So it's just funny and engaging. Let's dive into chapter 1. All right. Good deeds, whether you like it or not. Chapter 1, Mr. Wolf. Psst, hey you. Yeah, you. Get over here. I said, get over here. What's the problem? I see you. Yeah, I get it. You're thinking, oh, it's a big, bad, scary wolf. I don't want to talk to him. He's a monster. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. Just because I've got big, pointy teeth and razor-sharp claws, and I occasionally like to dress up like an old lady, that doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. Pretty funny, pretty funny. And then here's a Metropolitan Police Department suspect rap sheet. So they do this in book 1 only for each one of these 4 characters, the 4 main characters here. And they kind of give you some background, right? And they do it as the police officers might type up your paperwork if you were making really bad choices. So name Mr. Wolf, case number 102451A, big aliases, which are names that they might also go by. Big Bad, Mr. Choppers, Grandma, address, the woods, known associates, none, criminal activity, blowing down houses. The 3 little pigs involved were too scared to press charges. Little humor there. Impersonating sheep, breaking into the homes of old women, impersonating old women, attempting to eat an old woman, attempting to eat relatives of old women, theft of nightgowns and slippers. Status, dangerous, do not approach. Funny, funny, funny. And now the wolf says, it's all lies, I tell you. But you don't believe me, do you? I'm going to reread that as the author intended. It's all lies, I tell you. But you don't believe me, do you? Because I'm a bad guy, right? Wrong. I'm a great guy, a nice guy even. But I'm not just talking about me. I've got some buddies who have the same problem, so I've asked them to come join us. Any minute now, they'll be walking right through that door. They're great guys, but just like me, they are misunderstood. So don't go anywhere, okay? No, seriously, don't even think about it, okay? Chapter 2, The Gang. And now the rest of the characters are going to introduce themselves one by one. Funny, funny, funny. The right sense of humor as an adult. There's some really funny stuff in here. And for the kids, it's just a really funny book. So that's the end of chapter 1. That's all I'm going to read to you. If it felt like a good fit to you, and I know some of the people on this channel are commenting like, hey, I'm in 3rd grade and you teach 2nd grade. Well, that is true. I teach 2nd grade. But listen, friends, if you're out there in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, it really doesn't matter. It's all about what reading level you're at and then working towards improving that reading level. And the only way to improve on anything in life is practice, practice, practice. So you might as well practice fun and engaging books. My opinion is if you're really reading and on task, you definitely should be allowed to read graphic novels. Again, just my opinion. You'll have to talk to your teachers and parents. But also keep in mind, friends, that there's definitely a time to read your nonfiction. There's definitely a time to read your chapter books. And I think that graphic novels and some of these storybooks are a really fun and exciting way to stir up the reading a little bit and have a little fun with. So keep in mind, this is a level P, and it is what I'm going to call a quick read. So if you're a parent out there, understand you're going to buy this book series, and if your kiddo is able to read at this level, they're going to fly through the whole book series in about a week, or maybe less, or maybe a little bit more. And hopefully they will keep rereading them like my reader at home is doing. But it's a very quick read, where if this was like a Magic Treehouse again, which is an awesome book series, but of course those books would take several days, if not a week or more to read each book. So they're a very, very quick read. But if you have a reluctant reader, or if you're a reluctant reader and you're saying, hey, there's a lot of books I don't like those big chapter books, I'm looking for something funny and engaging, this is a fantastic one. Okay, guys, so that's the review for the book series, and I've kind of included the book 1 review on that as well. So hey, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you enjoy me doing these kinds of videos, and right now I'm gonna go ahead and make book 2, and then book 3 review, and then book 4 review, book 5 review, and I'll keep going through them all. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.